Hey guys. Welcome to Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles. Hope you all been doing good. And today's video will be on a hybrid Sudoku variant, you can say, a coder and killer hybrid Sudoku created by Joseph. The Sudoku is titled DVD box set, right? You have the letters DVD here and it is titled that way. The link to solve this Sudoku is given in the description of the video. I gave this Sudoku an attempt and it was an excellent one. I really enjoyed the solve and it is really light. It's not too hard, at the same time it's not easy, definitely. A really enjoyable solve. So hope you guys enjoy this video and you can try it out yourself and come back and watch the video. So let us jump into the rules. Classic rules apply. Each row, each column and 3 by 3 box of the grid will have digits from 1 to 9 without repetitions. And in addition to that, you have killer rules applying. There are some cages given in the grid, as you can see. The sum of the digits in these cages will be equal to the clue given in the top left corner. And digits do not repeat inside cages. Normal killer rules. In addition to that, you have coded pair Sudoku rules. So you can see some letters right here: A, B, C, D, V, D. All these letters stand for some digits. So the same letters signify the same digits, and different letters will denote different digits. So for example, if you consider A and D, let's say A is 7 and D, then D cannot be 7 because they are different letters and they have to be different. And however, if this A is 7, then this A, or rather all instances of A will be 7. Same letters will have same digits. So these are the rules, a really interesting rule set. You will definitely enjoy this video. So I'll start the Sudoku now, and before that, remember to subscribe to the channel, guys. You'll really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button below. Please subscribe to the channel and you can get to see us a lot and you'll not miss any videos in the future from us. And of course, we would love to see you subscribing to the channel. So I will start the Sudoku now. Okay, so the first and foremost thing that while starting this Sudoku is you have to notice these letters, right? Clearly the author has placed them in such a way that they should be giving you something. So the one thing that you can deduce using these letters is that we can know for sure that using classic rules, A, B must be in these three cells, because you have A here and you have A here, you have B here, you have B here. So AB goes into these three cells, and using classic logic, similarly AB goes into these three cells, AB goes into these three cells, and AB goes into these three cells, right? This is the first thing that you need to notice in this Sudoku. Author has created it in such a way that you see these things. So, and before we look at these deductions in depth, let us do some basic stuff. You have 20 here, you have 12 here, you have 19 here. We know that the sum of digits in a box is always 45, and as always, right, in a 9 by 9 grid, in a row or a column or a box, the sum of digits is always 45. So which means that you can denote, you can get what this cell is. You have 20 plus 9, 29, plus 12, which is 41. So that means that 45 minus 41. So you get the 4 here. So we get our first digit. But one thing to remember is that A and B must be in these three cells. And now look at this box. You have AB here and you have a 4 apart from that. So which means that we can be certain A and B are not 4, right? And with the additional information that AB goes here, you also know that AB is going inside a cage. So A plus B is always 9. So this is one more small information that you can get in the Sudoku. A lovely little bit of logic. So which means that you cannot have 3 plus 6 or 4 plus 5, which means that this must be 1 plus 8 or 2 plus 7. So we can quickly populate that all over the grid, right? They must be 1, 8 or 2, 7, because we deduce that AB goes here and A plus B sums to 9. So we have got all these letters quickly, right? And the next thing you can look in this Sudoku is you can get this 12 cage. 12 is not 4 plus 8 or it is not 5 plus 7. So it can only be 3 plus 9. So a nice start to the Sudoku. And now let us do some classic work to see if we can get somewhere. Maybe let us look at this 14 kh. Now let us continue the Sudoku, see if we can get something useful here. Okay, using classic. We can get a 4 in row 8. There is only one possible cell left for the 4 to take, so let us put the 4 there. And which means that we can be certain that 4 in column 2 has to go into these 3 cells. And this is a 10 kh, right? The sum of the digits in these 3 cells must be a 10. And the moment you have a 4 in a 10 kh, there is only one possible option, 4 plus 1 plus 5, right? Because you need 6 more, and that 6 cannot be 2 plus 4 anymore, because you can't have digits repeating inside cages. So which means that the moment you have a 4 in a 10 kh, it's always 1 4 5, which means we know for sure that C is 1 4 5. We can just replicate that here, because same letters denote same digits as per the rules. And let us see what we can do here now. Okay, that's nice. So you have again two given 5, which means clearly you will have, you will clearly have 5 in these 3 cells. Also, just a little bit of classic, 4 cannot go into these 3 cells, and we have deduced that this cage cannot be having a 4. So 4 goes into one of these 3 cells, and that means 4 goes into one of these 2 cells. And you already have a 4 here, so that gives me a 4 here. And which means that due to classic, 4 also goes into these cells, and now there is only one possible way to fill the 10 cage. That is going to be a 1 4 5, right? Just like this box, this is also a 1 4 and 5. Now let us see what we can do here. We know that a plus b sum up to 9, right? So which means that if you look at this column, we already saw right at the start that AB must be in these cells. Due to classic, AB must be going in these cells, and we saw from here that A plus B is 9. So which means that one of A and B must go here, because you can't have both A and B here, because then that sum is 8, the given sum is 8, but we already know that the given sum is 9. So this is A or B, and we know that A or B is 1 2 7 or 8. So this must be 1 2 7 8. And a quick scan here right next to the cell shows you that this cannot be a 1. So which means that this is 2 7 8. And one more additional information, because AB goes into these 3 cells, both A and B cannot be 1. And that is really useful to us, because that helps us in removing 1 from all these cells. So now we know that A and B are 2 7 or 8. And now we can make use of the fact that A plus B sums up to 9. And which means that because 1 just got eliminated from this cell due to the 1 here, we know that 8 also gets eliminated, because A plus B sums up to 9, and because these A and B cannot be 1, 8 is also not possible, right? So 8 is ruled out from all these cells. Such a pleasant Sudoku to solve, right? So I intentionally chose this Sudoku because it was having a very light solve path and very enjoyable, guys. Of course, nothing better than solving fun Sudokus at the same time, which tests us a little bit. So you have 2 7 here, 2 7 here, so these become a 2 7. I can mark a corner pencil mark, and just like that I can make a corner pencil mark here, and we know that this is A or B, so this cannot be an 8, so that would be 2 or 7, and now the 8 is either 2 plus 6 or 1 plus 7, so let us just remember that. Okay, so one thing we can do here is 3 cannot be in row 1 and 3 cannot be here, so 3 goes into these cells, and this cage is 12, so which means we need 9 more, and that 9 more cannot be 3 plus 6, cannot be 4 plus 5, cannot be 2 plus 7. So 9 has only 4 possible combinations, which means that the only possible option left to us is 1, 3 and 8. So 3 is already in the cage, 2, 7, 3, 6, 4, 5 are eliminated, so it's 1, 3 and 8, right? And now this helps us to resolve the 20 cage. This cannot be a 5, 7, 8 anymore, it is a 5, 6 and 9, and which means this must be 2, 4, 7. You can just use Classic to reduce these digits. Fantastic guys, such a pleasant to solve Sudoku. So 2, 4, 6 and 7, 3, 5 and 9, which means this must be a 1, 8 pair. So you have 2, 4, 7 here, you have 1, 3, 5, 6 here. Sorry, 1, 5, 6, 8 here. So these must be a 3, 9, these two cells. And now let us see how we can continue at this point. So maybe use a little bit of Classic. So 1, 3, 8 is here, so which means that has to be a 9, and that gives you a 3 here. And now we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 and 2 and 7, which means I can mark a pair into these cells. The only possible digits are 1 and 8. Now we have a single here, only one digit. This has to be a 6. And can we use some Classic? Maybe we can make use of this 10 cage. This is either 2 plus 8 or it is 7 plus 3. Only possible options. You have an AB in row 8, right? So which means that 7 is going into one of these cells. So this cage cannot take a 7. And because it's a 20 cage, the only possible combination is 5, 6 and 9. Just like here, 7, 8 got eliminated. So this also becomes 5, 6, 9. So I'll remove the corner pencil marks. And now, okay, we know that A and B are 2 and 7. So we can make use of that. So that's 2 and 7. So 2, 4, 7, 5, 6 and 9. So this must be 1, 3 and 8 invariably. And you have 1, 3, 8, 2, 4, 5 and 7. So which means that you need, what are the digits guys? 6 and 9, right? You have 6 here, so that becomes a 9 and that becomes a 6. So we got quite a few digits in the grid. Such a fun solve guys. Really I'm enjoying making a video on that. So you have 1, 4, 5. 1 is in these 3 cells, so this is not a 1. So that's an 8. That becomes a 1. And the moment you have 1 here, we can be certain 7 cannot be in the 8 cage. So let us remove the 7, and which means that this must be, the 7 must have to go here using Classic, and 2 must be in one of these cells, and which means this has to be a 2, 6 pair. So okay, so let us fill column 9. So these two cells must be, can't be 2, 4, 6, 7, cannot be 1, 3, 5, so they must be 8 and 9. Fantastic. So you have 2, 4, 6, 7 here, 5, 8, 9 here. So these must be 1 and 3. And can we resolve something now? You have 5, 6, 9 here. So this is not a 9. So that's 8 and that is a 9. And let us see now, you have 8 here. So that's not 8. So that is a 3. And that's the advantage of having center and corner pencil mark guys. So you can always know for sure that whether these are the exhaustive list of candidates or there may be other candidates. If you make a corner pencil mark, you have an added advantage. We can always be sure that there may be other digits in those cells. So this would have to be a 3, which means to have 10, this must be a 7, this must be a 2 due to Classic. And we know now that B is 7, so we can place B in all the cells. And A is 2, so A can be placed in all these cells, right? And you can finish off column 8, so this would have to be a 3 and that has to be a 1. So 2, 4, 6, 7, 3, 5, 9, so this would be a 1 and 8. And you have 1, 4, 5 here, so that is a 1 and that is an 8. And that one gives me an 8 here and a 1 here. So a 9 here gives me a 9 here and a 3 here, and let me remove the corners from here. So you have 4, 8, 9 here and 1, 3, 5. So these must be 2, 6 and 7. 2, 6, 7, 1, 4, 5. So these must be a 3, 8 and 9. And maybe we can look at this cell. Oh, this cell. This is even better. You can't have 8 and 9 here in an 8 cage. So the maximum value is only 7. So this must be a 3. And that gives you a 5 in the cage immediately. And that becomes 14 becomes now 6 plus 8. So let us quickly mark that. And that 6 gives me a 2 here, a 6 here. Such a fun Sudoku, guys. Can't keep saying this enough. Really a pleasant solve. And I'm really enjoying making a video on the Sudoku for you guys. And I think we can quickly roll out the Sudoku. So you have 6 in these two cells. So which means this would be 6. And 2 is here, which means this would be 2. And that would be a 7. These must be 8 and 9. Of course, you can't have a 9 inside a 9 cage. Maximum value is 8. So that's 8. That's 9. And that gives you a 1 here. And now, okay, we haven't yet looked at C, right? So C cannot be a 5. And C cannot be a 1. So C would have to be 4, right? Because it can't be 1 and 5. So that's 4. And that's 4. Which means this must be 1, 5. And that must be 1, 5. And 1 is here. So that's a 5. That's a 1. That's a 5. That's a 1. 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8. So that's a 9. So V is 9. And which means we can make use of that. There is a V here. So we have got the V in the DVD. So this would be a 9. And now using classic, 9 goes here. So 9 is not here. Let us see now. Have we got the D? Okay, D cannot be 1. We already know that D is 1, 3 or 8. So this would be 3, 8. And that would be 3, 8. So I don't think we can get the D yet, right? Okay. So 1, 4, 5, 8, 2, 6 and 7. So this must be 3, 9 pair. And now 3 cannot go here because 3 plus 8 is what would be required if we have a 3 here, but we already have the 8. So that's a 9. That's a 3. And now we get the D. So the D is 8 here. There's an 8 here. And using classic, we can place the 8 here. And that becomes a 1, 3 pair. This becomes a 1, 3 pair. This becomes a 5, 6 pair because of the 9. And you can use the 1 to place some digits. So this becomes 3, that becomes 1. This becomes 3, that becomes 1. Really smooth solve, guys. 1, 3, 6, 8, 2, 5, and 9. So this would be a 4, 7 pair for the row. And you have a 4 here. So that is a 7. That is a 4. So 1, 4, 7, 8, 5, 6, 9. You need 2, 3. And you can also use the 11 cage to finish off the digits. So this is 2, this is 3. And let's see now. So you have 5 here. So that's a 6, that's a 5. And that's a 6, that's a 5 because we got a 5 here. So this becomes 6 and 5. And you have 2 here. So that's a 2, that's a 7. And now final digits we can fill it easily. So this is 7. And that's a 4 for the column and that's a 2. And with that, you got the message that it's looking good and the timer is stopped. So such a fun Sudoku, guys. The first thing that drew my attention to the Sudoku was the neat theme which I saw the DVD pattern, and I really loved the start to the Sudoku, deducing that the border columns need to contain the digits A and making use of box 1 to know that A and B cannot be 4, and we also use the fact that A plus B sums up to 9. That really helped us to continue and finish the Sudoku. Hope you guys had a good time watching me solve the Sudoku. If you really enjoyed the video, please like and comment under the video, and please do share the video with your friends, and remember to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.